at all, you're gonna have some issues. But if you're allowed to just walk at them and kind of corral them into their side of the map by virtue of simply ramming it down their throats and not actually having to kill them, but just pushing them back into their side of the map, that's the recipe for XctN to win this game. I think it falls heavily on the Bristle getting a couple early ancient stacks and him being the catalyst for making that happen.
Completely different recipe to actually pull this one down. It's time to see how dynamic XctN can actually be.
Prepare for battle.
XctN versus Team Secret Game 2 of 2. Sunsfan here with Cinderin. XctN looked god tier in game number 1. What do you think of their draft? It looks like a very, very tanky draft at the very, and they have a lot of combos with Grimstroke.
Yeah, so they follow their. It's really obvious to me right now that that is the ideology this team works with. They work with combos, right? They have 3 Grimstroke Inkswell carriers. They have Soulbind with Doom, Finger of Death, Hex, and Earthspike, and double Goo.
And open wounds once the shard comes online.
Absolutely.
Let's not forget.
The difference here, the primary difference I see for them this time around compared to last game XctN, as I think the logos on the top are incorrect. So let's just make sure we talk about the right teams, right? So XctN are in the Dire right now, even though the logos do show Secret there. They have much more limited catch than last game, where they were playing with the Kunkka and Mars for the very easy picks. This time around, the only real catch they have is Lion with a dagger or Doom with a dagger. So they need to pay for their catch, and this time they're also going to lose the first blood.
That's right.
To Nisha.
Nisha, I mean, after last game, he's going to be very happy with this. I mean, again,
he also has a better matchup.
Yeah, it was not a good matchup to begin with, and this will help him out quite a bit.
Yeah. So better matchup, first blood gold. I think it's a 2-for-2 rune exchange, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, Secret even got 3 runes, so great advantage for them from the start. And yeah, I think after seeing what happened last game, I like it better what Secret have this time around, strictly for the fact that their laning stage should be easier to deal with. They have the Monkey King into Doom matchup, which is good. Puck versus Bristle, I think, is largely going to be a draw. And the top lane with Magnus and Snapfire should also be able to hold their own. So I think this time around, Secret will not be down 2k gold minute 5. More than likely, it'll just be a wash. And that's kind of what they need, right? They need to be able to enter the game so that they can execute the fights, because this team is exceptionally good at playing mid-late game team fights, but there's only so much you can do if the enemy team literally has 2 or 3 catches and just destroyed you in all lanes. This time around, that is definitely not going to be the case. Lion being bullied away by Puppey at bottom.
So what do you think of Bristle this game as a whole? Because the Monkey King last pick, BSJ called it. It's good against like melee heroes in general, like the Lifestealers and Dooms of the world, but Bristleback, it feels like it's a little different, right? They don't really have a true counter. They have no inherent breaks. Like, you'd have to get a silver edge, essentially.
Where are you going?
He's definitely hard to deal with, but he does suffer against Diffusal Blade, and Monkey King likes buying that, especially when he's playing with Magnus. Get a second kill now on the Lion. Puppey's Enchantress is really, really damn good. And it's one of the worst, I want to say it's one of the worst support matchups in lane for Lion. The heroes you don't want to play against are the ones that can just bully you relentlessly. So you don't get to pull, you don't get to cast spells in lane. Enchantress just beats you at everything. If she gets a creep, you can't lane. You have nothing that's good against the creep. You can stun and run, right? And in terms of overall lane trading, Enchantress is stronger. She has better stats overall. She has a very strong slow for your carry to connect with. And she's now going to come in here with a Mind Stealer. So going to start mono draining Nico here.
Yeah, it's such an annoying creep to deal with.
Yep.
Nico, level 3 right now. Probably still only level 1. Actually just ticks up to 2 there, as with the tomato being eaten by Nico.
He could have chosen to eat the Mind Stealer.
Yeah, true.
But ends up taking the big creep away from Puppey here.
And then on Secret side, if you look at, towards the mid to late game, they have a lot of team fight. You got this Coil that can set up a lot of good RPs. Obviously, the Snapfire ult combos with that really well, and the Monkey King is with it. Like, they have this combo potential as well. I think it just depends on how good of a start they get off to. I mean, in terms of initiation, who would you want to be? Because I was mentioning this pre-draft, or during the draft, that XctN side, Lifesteal is typically here that wants to be inside somebody that initiates, which means you have to go blink on Doom, I assume.
Yeah,
which maybe not the most reliable thing.
Yep. I will generally favor the team that has puck for initiation because it's just so easy, right? You have a hero that's mobile and has a catch. And Monkey King can also work as an initiation a lot of the time, actually, in the right positions on the map. Matu.
Yep, Jingu will proc as a result of the Boundless Strike, and Matu gets yet another kill in this lane. Puppey has one and Matu the other. So a much different start from Secret. That is for sure here.
They're not going to get run over this game. I'll call it already. There's like no way at this point that
Very bold.
No, but
Very bold call.
you can come up to a good laning phase and then absolutely fall apart mid-game, right? It just seems unlikely. Secret have good team fight. They have the catch from Puck. They have Mortimer Kisses. They have an Empower carry that got off to a good start. So everything is set up nicely for them to be competitive in this game. That doesn't necessarily mean that I flat out just favor them later. I think a lot of it comes down to the dagger timings, because XctN will struggle to enter fights correctly until they have dagger on Doom and maybe Lion. But once those are on Lion,
Lion dagger
is
his third death of the game. Looks like Puppey will take that for himself.
There's no shame.
I think so. It's very tempting for Lion to go and try to contest the pull, right? You don't want to let the enemy support pull the safe camp. In this game, you have to settle. You just can't do it.
Right.
And Enchantress has a really strong slow, and Monkey King can connect with Primal Spring. So no matter where you are in the jungle, you're dead. It's just inaccessible. Doom has to suffer, and Lion can maybe rotate top to try to find kills there and give Lifesteal a good start. He could maybe gank mid if he has Hex. You know, these options are available to him. But yeah, bottom lane is just off limits right now, and it looks like now he's given up. He's like, okay, you know what? Impossible. He's gonna go stack camps, and I like this. You know, he's identifying that this is just. It's just overbought. Yeah, completely over.
At the very least for XctN, Thalos on the Lifestealer is farming relatively well. Basically, well, aside from denies, basically even with the Monkey King on the other side. So, what do you think of Lifestealer in this specific game? Because as Nico again, he might. Wow, Jingu's going to stack up again. I believe he has Boundless Strike as well. So, I feel like he just has to go jungle or something. I don't know what you can do in this lane anymore.
They are in so much trouble bottom. Who can you even put there? Like, maybe you could swap Doom and Bristle at this point, because Bristle has the level advantage, so he can hold his own bottom. He has a couple of points. Bristleback can stand there against this harassment. Doom just can't return bot. I think it's just a death sentence. This lane is just uninhabitable by anyone else than Bristle. So I don't think they should even try to do it. If he goes down there, he's just gonna die again.
Yeah, he's walking down there.
I think this is a really overlooked part of Enchantress. Like, obviously at a pro level, players know and use Enchant this way, but it's like the best slow in the game. It's crazy good. Level 2 slow, 4.5 seconds slow.
Yep.
For 55%. And on top of that, Enchantress has the damage, and she has the creep, right? But she doesn't even need a creep to kill Doom. She had it that time. I don't think it was necessary.
It was not necessary. I mean, now that Monkey King is off to such a good start, he could probably just solo, honestly.
And you do hear people usually focus on, oh, Enchantress's laning stage, what makes it so good is that she takes a creep with Enchant and then she bullies, right? And while that is true, the transition of being able to find the kills just by virtue of that spell being as strong as it is when hero targeted just makes it all that much better.
Yeah, mid lane we have the first coil of the game, and a TP from Matu, and Yapzor transitioned over as well. So another big kill for Secret is this just the complete opposite of last game? Like, Secret have just woken up. They just needed a game to warm up or something. But XctN, like, I like their lineup. It's just, they seem a little stubborn to just continue down these. I mean, obviously the Bristleback's the first death, but the Doom specifically is, we see some jungle stacks taken now from Secret.
I think you have to get the idea to put Bristlebot. I just don't see better solutions right now. Everyone else is going to...
Well, I mean, the only lane for XctN now is Lifestealer. He's having a good game.
Yeah.
And back to my original question, what do you think of Lifestealer in this specific game? Because the RP goes through Rage. Obviously, he's traditionally picked against the Enchantress type hero once the Untouchable comes up, but I mean, there's only one strength hero, so he's not really going to get that much damage from the passive at least.
Yeah, he's all right because of how well he deals with.
Wow, this is a big dive. Okay. All right, well, Lion's going to die. It's going to be a trade for Puppey.
Of course, it's a 3-man rotation, though. It's not that bad. Even if he has a killing spree, that's barely a loss. I will say, Lifestealer, in my experience, really sucks when he needs the team to thrive a bit. It's not the kind of hero that's just going to come online and
just win the game.
And win the game, right? Like, there needs to be something to play around because of how naturally kiteable and how much you can itemize against it. If the enemy team is winning, they can just start itemizing like 3-4 steps, right? And you just kite.
Right.
So... It's a bit concerning for XctN that the kind of carry that they have in this game where the lanes are falling apart this much is Lifestealer. And I'm gonna keep coming back to the daggers. It really is the move that I see for them, but they are going to be so late because the dagger carriers both lost the lane terribly. But it really does feel like it is what you have to play for here.
Matu's gonna pop his ult really early here. Nice coil as well onto the Bristleback, and this is gonna be a pretty easy kill for Secret if they can just finish him off. Cookie's there as well. Doom has actually applied to Matu, but it looks like he's perfectly fine. You can just turn the tables on the Nico now, as the Jingo's gonna come up very shortly, not even needed. It's a double kill for Nisha, and XctN just falling apart at the seams here. 3 dead. They do get Matu finally. Some silver lining there as BD, wow, the illusory orb just did like 75% of his HP.
Being level 3 Lineman at 9 is, yeah, that feels so bad.
Do you know from experience?
I've been there. It's one of those heroes where if the laning stage goes very poorly, you just feel awful until level 6. Like, they just don't. And that's definitely something we could criticize XctN for in this game compared to the last game where we loved their laning stage. I think Lion Doom is just an exceptionally greedy lane. It doesn't really offer much. It doesn't have a lot of damage, it doesn't have a lot of pressure, and the Monkey King pick, Arctic Blue, is also a stroke of genius, like a really, really good solution to the problems that they have. But I think there were other options too that could have held their own bottom, just not this well, maybe.
I mean, that's a 9-minute tier 1 mid. That opens up the map so much for Secret.
And they're 2k gold ahead against Doom.
Yeah, now Magnus working on his Blink Dagger. As Matu just continuing to be very active here. Zai with the skewer. Does have RP. Will expend it. See Snapfire from the north coming as well. Just wants to get a little bit more XP. YapzOr's having a much better game this time around as well. I mean, 11-2 advantage. It's a 2k network lead, which isn't as much as last game for XctN, despite the kill discrepancy being so large right now.
But that really largely is down to the Devourer, right? Like,
that's true.
Imagine if Doom didn't have this skill, his net worth right now would be 2,500.
That's a good point.
He's actually just...
I mean, I'm sure that the XP differential is probably enormous as well right now.
It's got to be pretty big. I'm going to have a look. I can't find the button.
There, it's right. It's on the screen.
There it is. 4K. Okay, so that's... A lot of the times, XP and gold go relatively hand in hand in these earlier stages of the game. So if you want to look at it that way, then the Devourer has definitely accounted for at least 1,000 gold, maybe more.
Yep, and I like that Secret is just continuing the pressure here. Have smoked up again, working their way towards bottom lane. XctN, I mean, they have pretty much everything. Doom not quite up for another 12 seconds. This puppy's getting chased now by Yoei. See the Snapfire ult from afar, but not able to catch the Lion since he's so close, but gets the Grimstroke instead. I mean, Lion doesn't really need many resources to take out at this point. YapzOr getting chased. Looks like he'll be the sacrificial lamb. It's going to cost 3 of XctN, and now the Coil comes out into the Monkey King ult. Probably not even needed, but I mean, that's a 4-for-1, not even remotely close fight, and they defend the tier 1 bot.
Yeah, I think this is a really questionable play call from XctN just because they're 200 gold away from the Doom Blink, right? Like, I think your timing in the game now is Grimstroke level 6, so you have Soulbind, and you need a Doom Dagger. That is when you can do something. You Soulbind 2 heroes, you blink in and doom them both with an Infested Lifestealer, or something similar, but Lifestealer hasn't skilled Infest yet. And man, their supports are just absolutely dumpstered. Neither support is level 6 minute 11:30. They're both level 5. Grim is barely level 5.
I'm guessing the tome is already used.
I think so.
By one of them, I assume?
Yeah,
I would hope.
I think Lion took it because he was like, hey, dude, I'm level 3.
Yeah.
And like, it's such a tough call to make because getting Soulbind here really feels like a potential comeback skill, but who wants to be level 3 Lion? Like, it's damn it if you do, damn it if you don't kind of thing with this tone.
I mean, keep in mind with the standings right now in the wild card, if XctN continue to, you know, come to a deficit here as the game goes on, so you could take this victory, it's still just a draw for both teams. I don't think either of them will get top 2 if they just continue to draw.
Right. They would need to win their last. So Secret has 2 series after this, right? And XctN has 1. Because there would be 4 draws for XctN and it would be 3 draws for Secret, I believe.
Right.
So there's definitely more space for Secret.
Here's the timing you were talking about. Blink Dagger on Nico. There's the Inkswell combination. They find the Magnus. That's going to be a nice easy kill for them with the Infest Bomb into the tier 1 tower. I mean, this is the kind of stuff you're talking about. And in terms of like cooldowns, you didn't really have to use anything crazy, right? No. Doom is still up. Bristleback's ult is still up in case you're wondering, Cinder. Very important.
Yes.
Why does it even have a dot at the top, actually?
Well, it's just to show that you have it skilled, right?
I guess, true.
So Grim is closing in now on level 6. I really want to see him skill Soulbind on 6. In most games on Grim in Pro Dota, you actually don't do that. Just because at the time in the game that happens, it's rare that you find fights where Soulbind has really high impact versus having that little bit of extra stroke of fate damage to push waves, or having more points in Inkswell for more reliable stuns when you play low cooldown lineups. But in this game, it just feels like a necessity.
Matu again with the Wukong's command balance strike to open it up on top of the Coil. They just have all the easy setup to take out a Bristleback, who just isn't that tanky yet. He has a Vanguard, and that's pretty much it. As Palos has to use Rage, and looks like that'll be enough to get away. Although Matu's continuing to chase. Finds Palos now. Zai's coming in from underneath as well. There's RP. Looks like the Phantom's Embrace is going to stop that for now, but they might not even need it. Palos continue to armlet toggle as they find the line on the backside. He's going to be found. RP perfectly timed. And Zai and company continue to snowball this game.
I like Matu's build of going Echo Saber. I thought he was going to rush Diffusal, but the Echo Saber has paid off big time, and he's not even getting Diffusal, as a matter of fact. Now he's just going S and Y. Feels like he doesn't need the Diffusal in this game. I mean, at this point, he can probably buy whatever he wants as long as it works on the hero.
You can buy an Aether Lens, probably be okay, right?
Would not recommend that one.
Well, they're going to get
at least it built into Octarine now, so, you know, it's...
I mean, if you go for the Tree Dance build, you can just jump, like, the Shard makes it even easier.
Yep.
You know, one day.
An actual monkey build, just jumping from tree to tree, and that's all you do.
That's what he was built for, right? They're just making the slow transition. As we see some TPs, I believe that's going to be a smoke from XctN in all likelihood, as they have basically everything up. Like you said, Soulbind's still not skilled here for Grimstroke.
This play needs to work.
Yeah, for sure.
If this play fails, they are almost out of it. Did he actually not skill? Oh, he did skill it. Okay, he got Soulbind just now. He got level 6. So
very nice.
I think the ideal way you do this is
It's actually inside Grimstroke. Interesting.
It's kind of challenging because you have to try to find two heroes close by. I think the Soulbind is a necessity to win the fight. So maybe what you can do is you can either bait the Bristle, get him jumped, and then find the Soulbind combo, or you have to sacrifice the Lion to get the fight started, and he has buyback. Like, one of those two options are probably your best shot. The play has failed, they've retreated, and Secret realized that they have just made a move that didn't succeed, so they're going to make their own.
Yep, they have the counter smoke coming as Yapzor.
Good play from Yowie here.
Pop. They're focusing on the Lion to start with. He's going to be a very, very fast kill. I'm sure they're just looking for enough. There's a buyback onto the Lion. A lot of minus armor onto Yowie now as the Monkey King ult comes out, and again, it's so squishy.
This is no longer possible.
Yes, they've killed basically their whole team. They can roach whenever they want, and well, BDZ is just going to stand here, resigned to his fate. Understandable. An ultra kill for Nisha. That's a dieback on Lion.
Great skewer from Zai there as well. Hey, it's just so hard, but you have to try for it, right? I think, again, this is the first fight that XctN took where I really think that was... It was the best choice they had. There's a couple of moments earlier in the game where I feel like it wasn't the best choice, like BDC's death's bottom, the Doom going back down to bottom to die again. They've just given Secret so many advantages before, and now they're making the correct move, but it's just mounted against them. It kind of started in a way that made me hopeful for them, because Bristle broke the smoke, he got spotted, they do have a bit of information from their vision, but they just didn't get an opportunity for a two-man Soulbind into Doom. Secret with a good positioning, and Zai with a great skewer. Just made it super easy. For
Bristleback, there's just a threshold of items that you need before you can really feel online. And I mean, this Secret is just playing way too fast. He just hasn't enough time to farm yet. It's just a Sage and a Vanguard right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But the Aegis is now on Mr. Matu, as he continues to farm. So he has the Echo Saber, Orb of Corrosion. Will be going for the full SNY this time into a Desolator, it looks like. I don't know if he's going to change his mind there. Maybe just wants to get this game over with as fast as possible with the minus armor to buildings.
What the hell was that?
Initiated and then ran away. I'm scared that somebody was close by.
I mean, he blink stomped the Ench and then he got the hell out of there. But that was like, I don't think there was a play.
Yeah.
Puppy, by the way, rocking the massive healing build. He has Mech and Holy Locket.
Oh,
so
very nice.
And maxed out Nature's Attendance. So his healing, if he doesn't get killed...
Wait, you need Shard, though, to tap it all off. That's the extra 3 wisps that just follow you everywhere.
I forgot what her Shard does.
Yeah.
Is it 3?
I've definitely never seen it before, actually. It's I don't know. Maybe it's okay.
He's actually queued it up. You're right.
Hell yeah.
You know, like, how much healing can I do? So
Hell yeah.
that's obviously a really good build against Doom and Bristle.
That's true.
These heroes do damage over time, but Enchantress can mitigate a lot of that with this build. And since Puppy probably feels like if they go on me, my team gets a free fight. If they don't go on me, I'm literally going to run next to the core that gets doomed and just heal them for as much as possible. And Matu can heal himself as well by just attacking, because obviously the Jingu Master will not be broken by anything. So I actually really like this build from Ench this game. I'm not going to say it's super rare to see Ench go mech lock it, but
Shard is rare.
Like the Shard is rare, and in this game there's just so much added benefit to
looks like he
taking a
bought
healing
something.
route.
He wasted a lot of gold now that could have been used to invest in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
He bought a cloak.
Unbelievable. That is unacceptable, Puppy. I'm gonna have to scold him. Actually, I would never talk down to Puppy. It's too scary.
Pretty hard to talk down to him.
He's huge. Well, if he's sitting down and you're standing up, you're basically eye level. So and that is a tough one. But yeah, pretty cool. I mean, like if this, let's just assume as well, we're gonna see Lion get dropped here.
Oh, Doom.
Right, Doom onto Puck. He's pretty fast, and there's some Puppy healing coming in from the side as well. BDZ did in fact use the finger, and the mech is gonna keep him alive even longer. Skewer away, Nico.
Look at that healing.
Yeah, he's just not taking any damage, it feels like. And I mean, this is kind of what happens when you're at this sort of a deficit. You just don't do damage. I mean, it's a level 1 Doom still.
Yeah. That was a nice showcase of the Locket mech against it, though.
Oh, Snapfire ult with the Boundless Strike. And that looks to be probably enough. Is Yaoi just one more right click for Matu? No, make it 2. He actually missed there. All right, he's going deep. Rethinking life decisions here, but if they can get this kill, this would be huge. Problem is, they've used Doom, he's dead. Bristle's super low.
Yapsar missed a lot of kisses there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know if he's an experienced kisser.
I'm not going to touch that one, Cinderin, but I appreciate the attempted alley-oop. I'll just let that go out of bounds.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Just sail away, sail away. As... Now, what is Palace working on? So he's still working on the Deso. Has the Sange, of course, which we've been seeing still despite the nerfs. Yeah, getting initiated on again, and even the RPUs, that will ensure the kill again from Matu. They're gonna find somebody else. Oh, the Bristleback wants to play. Yoei. He has the casual Sange. I don't think it'll save him this time around. Minus armor applied, and that is a double kill for Matu. As we are... It is the 20-minute points, and the most exciting part about this game is whether Puppy will get that shard or not. Very exciting stuff. Nice skewer. 300 away, and another skewer, triple kill. This is the slowest kill streak ever. And this is going to be, at the very least, a set of mid-racks. I mean, 30-4, not remotely. This is probably a bigger stomp than last game.
I was going to ask which game do you think was most one-sided, and I kind of feel like, yeah, this was a bigger stomp. Last game was 33 minutes, by the way, for Execration.
Yeah.
But Secret with the 21-minute barracks, absolutely destroying all 3 lanes. Although they did destroy top, in fairness, but they held their own.
Yeah, I mean,
they destroyed the other 2 lanes harder than the sum of the 3 lanes last game.
All right, Aegis has expired, and Secret's going to respect this.
Gonna take it easy.
Lincoln Sphere, very nice, just for that Doom.
He's so farmed on Puck.
I mean, he knows that he's not going to get any item like a halberd or anything like that to break the Lincolns because he's just so poor right now. Nisha trying to bait this out. He's going to get hoof stomped though. Then they actually popped the Lincolns. It wasn't a surprise at all. This might be a very valuable kill for Execration. They'll find it with the Finger of Death, in fact.
I get it on Lion. Does he get dagger from that? Almost. 100 gold.
All right, almost.
All right, this is the start of the comeback.
Wait, is that Puppy Shard? I believe those are 3 wisps. Hell yeah. All right, is he killable? As Matu gets a kill, not important. We're focusing on Enchantress, right?
Just soloing the Doom casually up here. He's going to get BKB in... Oh, wait, that's the Doom. When is Matu getting? He's getting... Is that Deso? Oh, he's only queued up. Yeah, it's Deso.
It was, yeah, he was working on it. I don't know if he changed, but...
He didn't. He has it now.
All right, so Orbital Corrosion and Deso, SNY, Echo Saber. Yeah, he takes buildings fast.
And Empower. He hits so hard.
This is true. I mean, if this was a normal game where you're, like, let's say it was relatively even, how much would the build change here? Like, I'm assuming Ags would be something you pick up on Monkey King. It feels fairly standard.
Scotty is very good against both Lifesteal and Bristle,
Yep,
so I think that's something you could have considered. And maybe if the early game didn't snowball this hard, he might have considered the Diffusal, right? Because I still think that would have been good. But at this point, you wouldn't buy it anymore. I'm leaning Scotty, probably. And you don't, I don't know if you want BKB even in this game. Like, it doesn't counter the Doom. It's good against Lion and Grim, but I don't actually think you're going to die as long as you've got a lot of stats and an Enchantress covering you, and your team playing around you.
Yeah, I noticed Enchantress, you can't see what the HP regen is with those 3 wisps. It just shows her normal base regen.
True. Maybe they don't even work.
It could be a bug. No one's ever bought it before.
Exactly. They haven't tested it.
Yeah, this is a beta test for Valve if they're watching. Is Nisha going to be able to take out a courier there? And Nisha's actually building a Dagon. Always nice to see. It's actually not even that troll even item. Like if Puck's having a pretty good game, I think it's, I wouldn't say it's standard, but it's not super uncommon either.
Oh, Nico.
Yeah, Boundless Strike. Man, Monty does so much damage. I guess at 15k net.
Yay!
Yeah. The celebratory kisses from Yapsor.
He's spitting on them. I love how happy Mortimer looks when he uses all. It's like, my turn. Yay.
I mean, he's getting rid of a lot of disgusting liquids from inside him. I've been there before. That's something that would feel really good for sure. As I think Secret's probably going to wait for the second rush, I would assume, if they're playing super disciplined. I mean, they don't need to, but I mean, we'll see.
Gonna get the respawn timer for us in 2 seconds. They obviously don't know that it is spawning in 1:26, so pretty much average. Yeah, I reckon they're gonna control the map until that, and then they're gonna go for the killing blow.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And Execration, the play is the same for me. It's been the same for 10 minutes. I think you still have to execute this combo, but compared to the combos they've had to pull off in the past games of this tournament, this one is very, very hard. Not only because they're behind, but also because meeting the conditions of landing a Soulbind with a Grimstroke with very limited farm and getting a double Doom and then getting other heroes on top is not an easy task. They might find Zai.
Yeah, they get the hoof stop off.
That's something.
Yeah, they finally get one. No finger used.
They can buy back Outpost here if they want.
All right, tell me about the meta with Lion. You play a lot of Lion. Do you finger there just for the stacks, or are you just saving it?
I think you save it. The stacks are relatively insignificant, especially you have 1 stack, right? Like, what's it gonna do? Stacks get interesting.
I mean, you get the HP talent potentially, right?
Right, but you're level 9 minute 25, so
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think it's better to save it for the potential incident.
Silence. He's not able to get his best off. He has to buy back at the game. X1 does connect as Doom just trying to trot away here. BKB'd right now. Actually gets Doom himself. I believe the Lotus Orb Reflect or something like that. As we have the Doom still applied to Monster in the meantime, but he's fine just right-clicking, and Zai has come to the rescue with the RP, and they die back on the Lifestealer, and that's just GG.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, the Lotus Reflect was pretty clutch, although not really.
You know, what's pretty cool about this series is when you come